What if I told you that while some of the earliest civilizations were still building mud huts, there was already a powerful empire on the other side of the world, inventing paper and gunpowder, and building cities bigger than anything Europe would see for centuries? A civilization so old that its story doesn't begin with a single empire, but with thousands of years of dynasties rising, collapsing, and repeating like waves against the shore. This is the story of ancient China. 5,000 years of empire, innovation, war, philosophy, and survival. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how one civilization managed to shape half the modern world. Long before emperors and dynasties, ancient China began along the banks of two rivers, the Yellow River and the Yangtze. These rivers were both a blessing and a curse. They brought fertile soil for farming, but also deadly floods that could wipe out entire villages overnight. So early Chinese people learned something important very early. To survive here, you needed order. And that idea of order over chaos became the foundation of Chinese civilization. The earliest known dynasty is the Shang Dynasty, which is partly legendary. Think of it like the dawn of memory in Chinese history. Half history, half myth. But what comes next is very real. Around 1600 BCE, the Shang Dynasty rises. This is where China becomes recognizable as a civilization with writing, religion, and kings. They created early Chinese writing carved into bones called oracle bones, used to ask ancestors questions like, will the harvest be good? Should we go to war? Imagine that leaders literally consulting bone for decisions that could change the fate of thousands. After the Shang came the Zhou Dynasty, which introduced a concept that would shape China forever, the mandate of heaven. It basically said this: a ruler is chosen by heaven, but if they become corrupt or weak, heaven removes its support. So if a dynasty falls, it wasn't random, it was destiny. This idea made rebellion not just possible, but justified. After the Zhou weakened, China didn't unify, it fractured. This period is known as the Warring States era. Imagine dozens of states constantly fighting, spying, and trying to outsmart each other. But out of chaos came something powerful: ideas. This is when three major philosophies were born: Confucianism, Taoism, and legalism. Confucianism focused on respect, family, and order. Taoism focused on balance and living in harmony with nature. Legalism focused on strict laws and harsh punishment to maintain control. Think of them as three different answers to one question: how do you control society without destroying it? In 221 BC, a ruler named Qin Shi Huang does something no one had ever done before. He unifies China. He becomes the first emperor of a united China. He standardizes writing, currency, and laws to protect his empire from northern invasions. He connects and expands walls across the border. This becomes the foundation of the Great Wall of China. But his rule is extremely harsh, and after his death, his dynasty collapses quickly. Still, his idea of a unified China never disappears. Next comes the Han Dynasty, one of China's greatest golden ages. This is when China expands, trade grows, and the famous Silk Road opens, connecting China to Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Silk, paper, and inventions begin traveling across continents. China becomes so influential that even today, many Chinese people refer themselves as Han, a legacy of this era. Over 5,000 years, China goes through cycles: unification, collapse, war, and rebirth. Dynasties rise like empires of stone and fall like sand under time. But unlike many ancient civilizations, China never fully disappears. It evolves, reforms, and continues its story into the modern world. And that is what makes it unique. Because China is not just history, it is continuity. And its story is still being written today.